Hello, I'm Mi Jin Young. Please listen to my heartbreaking story. I never imagined I could feel butterflies again at 68. 3 years after losing my husband, I was just getting through each day. When I woke up, the empty side of the bed greeted me, and in the evenings, I filled the silence with television sounds at my modest dinner table set for one. My son Junho lived in Bundang after getting married. He would call once or twice a month to check in, but even that felt perfunctory. Still, it was okay. Sons have their own lives to live. Then one autumn day, a flyer on my apartment complex bulletin board caught my eye. Community Cultural Center Senior Calligraphy Class accepting students. Something about it drew me in. I used to enjoy brush writing when I was younger. The calligraphy class breathed new life into my days. Twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 in the morning to noon. Holding a brush in that Hanok-style classroom, filled with the subtle scent of ink, brought such peace to my heart. Double tap to continue. Before you continue, please hit subscribe and like. It really helps. I first saw him about 2 months after starting the calligraphy class on a Thursday. The classroom door opened and a gentleman, who appeared to be in his early 70s, walked in, with neatly combed white hair and wearing a tidy beige cardigan. He looked quite distinguished. "Hello, my name is Kang Seok Choi. I'll be attending this class starting today." His voice was different from the start. Gentle yet strong, that kind of voice. The teacher guided him to the seat next to me, and we naturally exchanged greetings. "I'm Mi Jin Young. Nice to meet you." "Ah, yes. Nice to meet you too, Mr." Kang Seok was a complete beginner with the brush. He struggled even with grinding the ink. While the teacher lectured at the front, I quietly showed him some tips from the side. When grinding ink, do it slowly like this, in a circular motion. Don't press too hard. "Ah, I see. Thank you. This seems really difficult, but I'm lucky to have a teacher sitting next to me." His joke made me laugh without realizing it. I couldn't remember the last time I had laughed. In that moment, I felt my cheeks getting slightly warm. When we came out to the hallway after class, Mr. Kang Seok cautiously approached me. "Excuse me, Ms. Young. If you don't mind, could we have tea at a nearby tea house and you could tell me more about calligraphy? I learned so much today that I can't organize it all." I hesitated for a moment. Going for tea with a man at my age felt awkward, but his eyes looked so sincere and pure. "Yes, that's fine. I don't have anything special to do anyway." We entered a small Hanok-style tea house across from the cultural center. We sat in a cozy spot where we could see yellow ginkgo leaves falling outside the window. 2 cups of warm jujube tea arrived, and we naturally began talking. "Is there a special reason you want to learn calligraphy?" I asked first. Mr. Kang Seok looked at his teacup for a moment, then slowly opened his mouth. "Actually, I became quite lethargic after losing my wife. It was 2 years ago, but even now, when I'm home alone, emptiness washes over me. So I decided to learn something new. I thought creating something with my hands might bring comfort to my heart." His words touched my heart. I had enrolled in the calligraphy class for the exact same reason. I lost my husband 3 years ago too. I understand that feeling so well. We shared a deep conversation that only people with similar pain can have. Time flew by. Before we knew it, the tea house clock was pointing to 2. After that, Mr. Kang Seok and I naturally became companions who had tea together after class. At first we only talked about calligraphy, but gradually we began sharing stories about our lives. He said he had worked as a middle school Korean language teacher his entire life. After retirement, he attended book clubs and did volunteer work. "How do you spend your time, Ms. Mi Jin?" "Me? I just watch television at home, go to the market sometimes, that's all." "Then would you like to go to the National Museum with me next Wednesday if you have time? I heard there's a good exhibition." That's how we started meeting outside of calligraphy class too. We went to museums, walked in parks, and sometimes watched movies. A feeling I had never experienced in my 60-some years of life was gradually sprouting in my heart. One evening, we were sitting on a bench in the apartment complex talking. The autumn sky was full of stars and a cool breeze was blowing. "Ms. Mi Jin, I'm really happy these days," Mr. Kang Seok suddenly said, "because I can spend time so comfortably with someone like this. After such a long time, I might be getting ahead of myself, but do you feel the same way I do, Ms. Mijin? My heart pounded. I truly never expected to feel this flutter at 68. I also feel very comfortable and happy when I'm with you, Mr. Kang Seok. That night after returning home, I couldn't sleep. Looking in the mirror, I noticed a slight flush on my face. At this age, what is this? I thought to myself with a laugh. Yet I felt strangely good. But the problem was how to tell my son Junho about this. Should I just say we're friends, or should I be honest? My worries deepened. Eventually, the next weekend, when Junho stopped by, I carefully brought it up. Junho, you know Mum's been attending calligraphy class, right? I met someone nice there. Someone nice? Who? His name is Kang Seok Choi. He's a little older than Mum, but he's a really good person. Should I introduce you sometime? That moment, Junho's expression changed subtly. His eyes felt much colder than I had expected. Mum, what's your relationship with him? Just friends. We have tea together and go to exhibitions. Friends, at your age? There was a mocking tone in Junho's voice. My heart sank, but I answered as calmly as possible. Yes, friends. What's strange about that? It's not strange, but you need to be careful. There are so many people targeting seniors with scams these days. Those words hurt my feelings. Mr. Kang Seok was definitely not that kind of person, yet how could Junho say such things without even meeting him? Junho, you shouldn't judge someone without even meeting them. Okay, fine. I'm just saying be careful. Junho left early that day, and I felt an inexplicable anxiety. But whenever I met Mr. Kang Seok, I could forget all those worries. We continued meeting, and he respected me as a woman, as a human being. Then one day, Mr. Kang Seok carefully said to me, Ms. Mijin, I think we need to seriously think about our future now. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. In that moment I was happy, but also afraid. How would my son react? What would people around us say? Such thoughts filled my head. But holding Mr. Kang Seok's warm hand, everything felt like it would be okay. I didn't want to give up the small spring that had come in my twilight years. I didn't know then. I had no idea how much hardship this happiness would lead to, or what difficult choices I would have to make. Is family love unconditional, or does it come with conditions? As my relationship with Mr. Kang Seok deepened, I felt I needed to properly tell my son. I couldn't put it off any longer, so I called Junho. Junho, can you come to Mum's house this weekend? I'll make dinner. I have something to talk about. What is it? Can't you just tell me over the phone? No, I want to talk face to face. It's important. Junho hesitated for a moment, then said he'd come Saturday evening at 6. For several days, I worried about how to bring it up. I even practiced, muttering to myself in front of the mirror. Saturday came. I carefully prepared galbijjim, Junho's favorite. The table was full of side dishes my son liked. At exactly 6, the doorbell rang. Come in, Junho. Mum, why did you prepare so much? Junho was in a suit. He must have come straight from work. He loosened his tie and sat on the living room sofa. You must be tired from finishing work and coming here. Go wash up and let's eat. Dinner was quiet. Junho ate hurriedly, and I kept wondering how to bring it up. After finishing the meal and bringing out coffee, I finally gathered my courage. Junho, do you remember Mr. Kang Seok Choi I mentioned before? Junho's hand stopped while holding the coffee cup. Yes, the person you met at calligraphy class, right? Yes, Mum and he are. We're dating, and we're thinking about remarrying. Suddenly the living room became quiet. Only the ticking sound of the wall clock could be heard. Junho put down his coffee cup on the table and stared at me. What did you just say? Mum is going to remarry Mr. Kang Seok Choi. He's a good person, Junho. If you meet him once. Wait, Mum. Junho cut me off. His voice had sunk coldly. How old are you to be remarrying? And what do you even know about this person? Mr. Kang Seok was in education for over 30 years. He's sincere and warm. He was in education? Then he must be getting a good retirement pension and benefits. Junho's tone became increasingly sharp. The reaction was much worse than I had expected. Junho, why are you talking like that? It's not about money. When Mum is with him, she's happy. Happy? Junho said with a sneer. Mum, let me be honest. Do you know who made it possible for you to keep living in this house after Dad died? I paid off the mortgage on this house with Dad's insurance money. I've been sending you monthly maintenance fees too. My heart sank. I never expected Junho to go this far. I know that. Thank you, Junho. But what does that have to do with Mom remarrying? It has everything to do with it. If you remarry, all of Mom's assets will go to that man. This house, what Dad left behind, everything. I looked at Junho's face with disbelief. Junho, are you telling Mom not to remarry because of money? It's not that. You need to think realistically. Aren't you being fooled by this man? There are so many people like that these days. Mr. Kang Seok is not that kind of person. You'll know if you meet him. What good will meeting him do? How can you know someone just by their appearance? Junho took out his tablet from his bag and started searching for something. Then he showed me the screen. Mum, look here. There are so many cases of remarriage scams targeting seniors. News articles everywhere about people who lost all their assets and got abandoned after remarrying. Mr. Kang Seok is not like that. My voice trembled. I was angry and hurt at the same time. How can you be sure? Mum, think about it objectively. Do you really think a man over 70 who suddenly appears and treats you well has pure intentions? Junho, stop it. I won't, Mom. I'm trying to protect your assets. It's money Dad saved his whole life, and money I prepared to take care of you in Dad's place. But suddenly it's all going to go to some random man who appeared out of nowhere. Does that make sense? In that moment I realized, Junho wasn't worried about my happiness. He was worried about the inheritance he would receive. Junho, is that your true feeling? Mum's assets? Junho paused for a moment, then sighed. Mum, was I too harsh? But who doesn't worry about their mother? I'm not doing this because I covet your assets. I'm worried you're being scammed. But in Junho's eyes, I saw something other than concern. Something calculating and cold. Mum has made up her mind. Junho, I'm going to remarry Mr. Kang Seok. Then I have no choice. Junho stood up and said coldly, if you're going to do that, I'll handle it my way. I'm going to legally settle the issue of Dad's inheritance and this house. What are you talking about? This house is in your name, but I paid off the mortgage. I have all the documentation to prove it, and I have records of all the money I gave you from Dad's insurance. You need to settle that before remarrying. I was speechless. I couldn't believe this was the son I had raised for over 30 years. Junho, is this really who you are? Mum, I'm the one who feels wronged. What did I do wrong? I took care of you for 3 years after Dad died, and now because of some man who suddenly appeared, I have to be the bad guy. Junho's voice was also full of emotion, but it wasn't disappointment or sadness. It was resentment and anger. Mum believed you would understand. Mum has the right to be happy too. Be happy then, but I'm going to take care of what's mine. That night, Junho left the house in anger. The food I had carefully prepared remained on the table. I sat there and cried for a long time. The next day, when I met Mr. Kang Seok and told him this story, he held my hand tightly. Ms. Mijin, it's my fault. I created this problem by entering your life. No, Mr. Kang Seok, this isn't your fault. How about we wait until your son's heart softens? We don't need to rush. But I shook my head. No, Mr. Kang Seok, I've lived my whole life for others. Now I want to live for my own happiness. But a few days later, a registered letter arrived from Junho. I had an ominous feeling. I opened the envelope with trembling hands. Inside was a document sent from a law office. The content demanded repayment of the amount Junho had supported me with over the years, along with a claim for rights to the apartment. He even raised issues about the insurance money from Dad that I had partially gifted to Junho's name. Reading the document, tears wouldn't stop flowing. I couldn't believe this was really my son, taking legal action against his mother over money. I called Mr. Kang Seok. My voice trembled. Mr. Kang Seok, I don't think we can remarry. What happened, Ms. Mijin? Junho is taking legal action against me. He's demanding I pay back the money. Mr. Kang Seok rushed over immediately. His face hardened when he saw the documents. This is too much. How could a son? I must have done something wrong, Mr. Kang Seok. I was being greedy. No, Ms. Mijin, you didn't do anything wrong. But reality was harsh. After consulting with a lawyer, some of Junho's claims were legally valid. The money Junho had been sending me could be viewed as a loan rather than a gift, so I have to pay back all that money. If there's no clear proof of gift intent, there's a possibility of that. The lawyer's words made me feel faint. That money, including the 20 million won mortgage and monthly living expenses, totaled nearly 50 million won. I came home and sat blankly, then received a call from Junho. Mum, did you receive the documents? Junho, please. Mum, I have no choice either. If you give up remarrying, I'll drop this whole thing. The choice is yours. The call ended. Only then did I realize. My son was blackmailing me. Give up remarrying, or lose everything. That night, I couldn't sleep. Looking out the window, I couldn't see a single star. Dark clouds covered the entire sky. It felt as dark as my future. Mr. Kang Seok suggested we end our relationship. He said he couldn't bear to watch me suffer because of him. But I couldn't do that. It was too late to give up now. Mr. Kang Seok had become too precious to me. Faced with Junho's cold calculation, what choice should I make? Should I choose my son, or should I choose my last chance at happiness? Before I could find that answer, the situation began to get even worse. Wounds inflicted in the name of family are the deepest. The second document from Junho arrived a week after receiving the first notice. This time it was an actual court mediation application. It included property division, debt repayment demands, and even an eviction request for the apartment. I didn't understand what eviction request meant at first. When I asked the lawyer, in simple terms, it meant I had to leave the house. How can this be possible? At the lawyer's office, I burst into tears. My son, whom I had raised for over 30 years, was taking legal action to force me out of the house I had lived in for over 10 years. Mom, please calm down. It's still at the mediation stage, so we can find a compromise. Compromise? What compromise? I have to give up remarrying, don't I? To be honest, your son's claims aren't entirely without legal basis. The boundary between gift and loan wasn't clear, and it's a fact that your son paid off the apartment mortgage. So what should I do? For now, it would be best to attend the mediation date and try to negotiate. Talk directly with your son. On the way home, my legs had no strength. I sat on a bus stop bench for a long time. People passing by looked at me, but I had no energy to care. I called Mr. Kang Seok. Mr. Kang Seok, what should I do right now? Ms. Mijin, I'll come right away. Where are you? Mr. Kang Seok arrived in 30 minutes. He held my hand and slowly walked me home. Ms. Mijin, I'll pay back all that money. I have my retirement money and savings. No, Mr. Kang Seok, this isn't your problem. Ms. Mijin is suffering because of me. How can I just sit still? Mr. Kang Seok's eyes were also filled with tears. I held his hand tightly. Mr. Kang Seok, should we give up? If you become difficult because of this, absolutely not. What did we do wrong? Is it wrong to like each other and want to be together? But reality was not on our side. A few days later, Junho came to the house in person. This time he wasn't alone. A man in a suit was with him. Mum, this is our lawyer. We came today to explain the schedule going forward. I didn't open the front door. Junho, take that person and leave. Mum doesn't want to hear what you have to say. Mum, you can't do this. You have to attend the court mediation date. I told you to leave, Junho. Then the lawyer behind Junho spoke in a cold voice. Mom, if you don't attend, it may be judged unfavorably for you, and a provisional attachment application has already been filed for this apartment. Provisional attachment? It was the first time I'd heard the term. The lawyer placed a document envelope in front of the door. The details are in the documents. The mediation date is next Tuesday at 10 in the morning. After they left, I picked up the documents with trembling hands. The provisional attachment application contained content prohibiting arbitrary disposal to preserve rights to the apartment. In simple terms, it meant I couldn't sell or mortgage this house. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. Around 4 in the morning, my chest felt so tight that I opened the window wide. Cold air brushed my face, but the tightness in my chest didn't go away. The mediation date approached. Mr. Kang Seok said he would go with me, but I decided to go alone. If Mr. Kang Seok came along, I felt Junho would harbor even more ill feelings. The court was a place I'd never been before. After wandering through complex corridors, I finally found the mediation room. I opened the door and Junho was already there. The lawyer was next to him too. "Ma'am, please sit down." A person called the mediation commissioner guided me to a seat. I ended up sitting face to face with Junho. Junho didn't look directly at me. "Now then, let's hear both sides' positions. Let's start with the applicant's side." Junho's lawyer spread out documents and began speaking. He explained in detail the amount Junho had supported me with, the details of paying off the apartment mortgage, the monthly living expenses he had sent. The applicant has supported his mother with a total of 53 million won over 3 years. However, when the mother suddenly said she would remarry, wait a moment, I couldn't help but interrupt. Suddenly, "I've been seeing Mr. Kang Seok for over 6 months. And why is remarrying a problem?" The mediation commissioner calmed me down. "Ma'am, let's speak in turn. Please continue." The lawyer continued speaking. "The remarriage itself isn't the problem, but there's a risk that the assets the applicant has supported could be transferred to a third party due to the remarriage. Therefore, the applicant requests repayment of the amount supported along with appropriate rights adjustment for the apartment." "Ma'am, what is your position?" the mediation commissioner asked me. I answered in a trembling voice. "I'm grateful that Junho helped me, but was that a debt I had to repay later? I just thought it was a son helping his mother. The problem is that you didn't clearly distinguish between gift and loan." The mediation commissioner sighed. "Son, why don't you speak directly to your mother?" For the first time, Junho looked at me. His eyes were still cold. "Mum, I want you to live happily. I mean it. But does that have to come at my sacrifice? I have to feed my family too. I have to handle the kids' education costs. The money I gave Mum suddenly going to some man who appeared out of nowhere, is that fair?" "Junho, when did Mum ever say she'd give your money to Mr. Kang Seok? If you remarry, it automatically becomes that way. It becomes marital community property, and when you pass away later, that person takes half." I was at a loss for words. Junho was even calculating my death. "Junho, were you really thinking about Mum dying?" "Mum, I'm thinking realistically. I have my future too." The mediation failed. We couldn't find a compromise. The mediation commissioner said there was no choice but to go to litigation. As I left the courthouse, my legs trembled. I sat on a bench and cried for a long time. People passing by looked at me, but I had no time to care. That evening, a text came from Junho. "Mum, please think about it one more time. If you give up remarrying, all of this ends. Otherwise, we'll have to go to trial. It will be hard for you too, Mum." I didn't reply. Instead, I called Mr. Kang Seok. "Mr. Kang Seok, I've decided. No matter what Junho says, I'm going to be with you. Ms. Mijin, will you be okay?" "I'll be okay. I want to live my own life now." But a few days later, Junho really did file a lawsuit. And an even more shocking thing happened. The apartment management office called. "Are you the resident of Unit 603? The maintenance fee is 3 months overdue." "What? My son sends it every month. We haven't received any deposits. Could you check?" I called Junho. He answered coldly. "Mum, I have to manage my money too. From now on, pay your own maintenance fees." "Junho, you really?" The call ended. Only then did I realize Junho had cut off all support to pressure me. I checked my bank account and there was only 1,200,000 won. The pension I received was 700,000 won a month. Maintenance fees were 250,000 won, so I only had 450,000 won left for living expenses. A few days later, Junho pulled out an even more cruel card. A notice came through the lawyer that he would also stop living expense support during the lawsuit proceedings. And he asked me to vacate the house. How can this be possible? When I asked the lawyer, he said there was no legal problem. Junho no longer had an obligation to provide support. Then what do I do? For now, you should either go to a friend or relative's house, or look for rental housing. Mr. Kang Seok immediately told me to come to his house, but I refused. I couldn't move into his house when we weren't even married yet. Eventually, I packed my bags. I put 30 years' worth of household items into one small suitcase. A few photo albums, a few changes of clothes, and the watch my husband had left behind. On the day I left the house, I looked around the inside one last time. Memories flashed by like a panorama. Junho doing homework on that sofa, cooking with my husband in that kitchen, the whole family gathered in the living room watching television. As I stepped out the front door, I looked back. Tears streamed down. I couldn't believe I had to leave like this. The house I'd lived in for over 10 years, the house filled with memories of my husband, the house where I raised my son. The hallway was cold and dark. While waiting for the elevator, I looked at the front door one last time. The numbers 603 looked blurry. The moment the elevator door closed, I was no longer the owner of that place. In 68 years of life, this was the first time I had left a home as if being kicked out. When I came down to the first floor lobby, the security guard looked at me with a surprised expression. "Where are you going?" "Just going to visit a friend for a bit." It was a lie. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't go to Mr. Kang Seok's house, and I didn't want to show this state to my friends. I walked out of the apartment complex. The suitcase wheels made a rattling sound as they passed over the uneven sidewalk. That sound felt like my life. The sun was setting. I sat on a nearby park bench. I felt lost about what to do. I took out my phone thinking of calling Mr. Kang Seok, then stopped. If he saw me like this, his heart would break. As I sat on the bench, night had fallen before I knew it. There was no one in the park. A cold wind blew, and I pulled my coat tighter and lay down on the bench using my suitcase as a pillow. I could see the stars. When my husband was alive, we used to look at the night sky like this sometimes. Back then, my husband said, "Honey, let's live together looking at the stars like this even when we're old." That promise couldn't be kept this way. I was looking at the stars now, but I had no husband, no home, and no son. Tears flowed down again, but this time I didn't cry out loud. I just quietly let the tears flow. Was this the price of choosing to remarry? Was the wish to be happy something that deserved such punishment? On the cold bench, I spent a long night thinking about an uncertain future, despair at the end of life. Is there truly hope? The first night spent on the bench was like hell. The weather in early November was much colder than I thought. No matter how tightly I pulled my coat, the wind penetrated into my clothes, and the cold energy from the bench crept up my back. I couldn't sleep. When I closed my eyes, Junho's cold gaze appeared, and when I opened them, the darkness of the unfamiliar park surrounded me. Only the sound of a dog barking in the distance, leaves rustling in the wind, and occasional passing cars broke the silence. Was it around 5 in the morning? The sky began to brighten little by little. My whole body was stiff. When I tried to get up, my back and legs hurt so much that I couldn't move for a while. Oh my, oh my. I groaned and slowly raised my body. I went to the park bathroom and washed my face. Looking in the mirror, it seemed like I couldn't see my face. It was a haggard appearance that anyone would see as homeless. I took out my toothbrush from my bag and brushed my teeth. After washing my face with cold water, I came to my senses a bit. But I was hungry. I hadn't eaten anything since lunch yesterday. I opened my wallet. I had 30,000 won in cash, 1,200,000 won in my bank account. That was all I had. I had to save it. I left the park and went to a nearby convenience store. I bought 1 triangle kimbap and 1 banana milk. It was 2,500 won. I sat at the table in front of the convenience store and ate slowly. I didn't know triangle kimbap could taste this good. My phone rang. It was Mr. Kang Seok. "Ms. Mijin, where are you? I called last night but you didn't answer, so I was worried." "Mr. Kang Seok, I'm fine. I'm at a friend's house." It was another lie. I couldn't tell Mr. Kang Seok about my situation. "Are you really okay? Your voice sounds strange." "Yes, I'm fine. I just have a bit of a cold." After hanging up, guilt washed over me, lying to Mr. Kang Seok. But I had no choice. If he knew I had slept on a park bench, how heartbroken would he be? I decided to spend the daytime at the library. The community library was warm and no one paid attention to me. I sat there pretending to read a book, but the words didn't register. Lunchtime came. I was hungry but held back. I had to save money. I drank water in the library bathroom to fill my stomach. Around 4 in the afternoon, I left the library. The sun was already setting. Night was coming again. After worrying about where to sleep, I went back to the same park bench as yesterday, but someone else was sitting on the bench. A man who appeared to be in his mid-60s, with a large bag next to him like mine. "Excuse me, may I sit here?" "Go ahead," the man answered gruffly. I carefully sat on the opposite side of the bench. After sitting silently for a while, he spoke to me first. "Ma'am, do you have nowhere to go either?" "Yes, I suppose so. This is my 3rd month. Lost my business in my house. How about you, ma'am?" "Me, since yesterday." "Since yesterday? Then you're just starting." The man's tone was strangely cynical. "Be careful, there are police who patrol at night. If they see you, they'll chase you away, so you have to stay quiet." "Yes, thank you." The sun completely set and darkness fell. It seemed colder than yesterday. I took out spare clothes from my bag and wrapped them around my body. Around 10 at night, a patrol car really did pass by. The person next to me quickly gathered his bag and gestured for me to hide behind a tree. I hurriedly followed. The patrol car slowly circled the park once and disappeared. We returned to the bench. "Excuse me, ma'am, do you have anything to eat?" He took out a piece of bread from his bag and gave it to me. "No, it's okay. Eat it. I got this from the welfare center. I'm not hungry." I thanked him and accepted the bread. It was red bean bread. As I tore off small pieces and ate, tears came. In 68 years of life, I never thought I would receive a piece of bread from a stranger like this. Don't cry. Everyone does at first. They all cry at first, but later they get used to it. Get used to it? Of course. I cried every day for the first month too, but now I don't cry. Nothing changes even if you cry. The man's words pierced my heart. Would I get used to it like this too? Would there come a day when sleeping on the streets became normal? I couldn't sleep that night either, not just because of the cold, but more because of the anxiety. Afraid someone might harm me, afraid I might lose my belongings. I kept watching my surroundings. When dawn came, my body felt completely frozen. It was hard to even move my fingers. The person who had been next to me had disappeared at some point. The 3rd day and 4th day were the same. During the day I wandered between the library and welfare center. At night I slept on a park bench. I only ate 1 meal a day. The money was running out quickly. After a week, my body started showing problems. I had a cough and felt feverish, but I couldn't afford to go to the hospital. I bought cold medicine at a pharmacy, which cost 5,001. One evening, as I sat in front of a convenience store, a young woman approached me. "Grandmother, are you okay? Are you sick somewhere?" "No, I'm fine. Your face doesn't look good. I think you should go to the hospital." "I'm okay, I'm just tired." The woman went into the convenience store and came out with a lunchbox and a warm drink. "Please eat this. I'll buy it for you." "Oh my, why are you doing this?" "It's okay, just accept it. Think of me as your daughter." She pressed the lunchbox into my hand and quickly left. I stood there in a daze for a long time. Then tears burst out. Had Junho ever treated me with such a heart? Even strangers showed me warmth, but my son had driven me to the streets. I took the lunchbox to the park. I sat on the bench and ate slowly. As the warm rice went down my throat, it felt like energy was spreading through my whole body. After finishing the meal, I took out my phone. I wondered if I should contact Mr. Kang Seok, but I couldn't bring myself to call. If he heard my voice, he would surely notice my condition. Instead, I sent a text. "Mr. Kang Seok, I'm fine. I'm resting. Don't worry." A reply came shortly after. "Ms. Mijin, are you really okay? I want to hear your voice at least. Please call me once." My fingers trembled. I wanted to call, but I held back. I felt like I would burst into tears. "It's difficult to call right now. I'll contact you in a bit." That night, it rained. At first it was a drizzle, then it got heavier. I took shelter in a park pavilion, but the wind blew the rain inside. My whole body got wet. The cold became more severe, and the coughing got worse. I felt like something terrible would happen if I stayed like this. Finally, I made a decision. I would call Mr. Kang Seok. I couldn't endure alone anymore. With trembling hands, I made the call. The signal rang and Mr. Kang Seok answered. "Ms. Mijin. What's going on? Where are you right now?" "Mr. Kang Seok." My voice wouldn't come out. Tears burst forth. "Ms. Mijin, what's wrong? Where on earth are you?" "Mr. Kang Seok, I. Send me the address." I'll come right now. With trembling hands, I sent the park location by text. About 40 minutes passed. I saw Mr. Kang Seok running through the rain. Ms. Me Jean. Mr. Kang Seok ran up to the pavilion and hugged me. I cried out loud in his arms. Why did it come to this? Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'm sorry, Mr. Kang Seok. I'm sorry. Mr. Kang Seok took me to his car while covering me with his umbrella. Inside the car was warm. Warm air from the heater enveloped my face. We need to go to the hospital first. Your face is completely pale. No, I'm fine. Just home. No, we're going to the hospital first. Mr. Kang Seok drove to the emergency room. The doctor examined me and said it was early-stage pneumonia. He said if I had been a few days later, it could have been serious. I got an injection and was prescribed medicine. Mr. Kang Seok paid all the medical bills. Mr. Kang Seok, I'm really sorry, being such a burden like this. What are you saying? It's my fault for not taking proper care of Ms. Me Jean, that's why this happened. After leaving the hospital, we went to Mr. Kang Seok's house. It was a small but neat 2-room apartment. Please rest in the guest room here. I'll heat up some warm water for you. Mr. Kang Seok, I can't stay here. We're not even married yet. Is that important right now? First get your health back. We'll think about other things later. I drank the ginger tea Mr. Kang Seok made and covered myself with a warm blanket. It seemed like the first time in a week I was lying down comfortably, but my heart wasn't at ease. Was it okay to depend on Mr. Kang Seok like this? What would Junho say? How should I live going forward? Looking out the window, it was still raining. Listening to the sound of rain, I quietly closed my eyes. What would tomorrow bring? One thing was certain, I was no longer the Me Jin Young of before. The week spent on the streets had completely changed me. Now I had to become stronger to survive and to protect my happiness. In life's darkest moments, sometimes a stranger's hand becomes the light. I spent 3 days at Mr. Kang Seok's house, taking medicine and resting well. My body improved a lot. The coughing decreased and the fever went down, but my heart was still heavy. Ms. Me Jean, please have breakfast. Every morning, Mr. Kang Seok carefully prepared meals. Seaweed soup with grilled fish and vegetable side dishes. I didn't know someone living alone could cook so well. Mr. Kang Seok, is it okay for me to be like this? We're not even married yet. Ms. Me Jean, please don't say that. We're going to get married soon anyway. But Junho, I'll try to persuade your son. I'll meet him directly and talk. A few days later, Mr. Kang Seok really did go to meet Junho. I waited at home with an anxious heart. About 2 hours later, Mr. Kang Seok returned. His expression wasn't good. How did it go? Ms. Me Jean, I'm sorry. I couldn't persuade your son. Mr. Kang Seok sighed and sat in a chair. Your son completely treated me like a scammer. He said I approached you targeting your assets, and even showed me evidence. What evidence? My retirement money amount, pension receipts, even my house market value. He had investigated everything. Then he claimed I approached you because I was financially struggling. My chest felt tight. I couldn't believe Junho had gone that far. What did he say to you? He said if I break up with you, he'll withdraw the lawsuit. Otherwise, he'll go all the way. I hung my head. Junho really intended to go all the way. That evening, Mr. Kang Seok and I had a serious conversation. Mr. Kang Seok, I think ending our relationship is the right thing. Ms. Me Jean, what are you saying? I can't make you suffer too. It's not right for Mr. Kang Seok to go through this hardship because of me alone. Mr. Kang Seok held my hand tightly. Ms. Me Jean, I can't give up. We will definitely find a way. What way? Junho will never change his mind. Still, I can't give up. Ms. Me Jean, please hang in there a little longer. The next day, Mr. Kang Seok made a phone call somewhere and then said to me, Ms. Me Jean, there's a place I want to go with you today. Where? The Senior Employment Center. My former student works there as director. There might be information that could help Ms. Me Jean. Honestly, I didn't have expectations. What kind of job would there be at 68? But I followed along at Mr. Kang Seok's earnest recommendation. The Senior Employment Center was on the 3rd floor of the district office building. When we opened the door, a man who appeared to be in his mid-50s greeted us warmly. Teacher, it's been so long. Soo-chul, yes. Have you been well? Mr. Kang Seok and the man exchanged happy greetings. His name was Director Park Soo-chul. This is Ms. Mi Jin-young I told you about. Ah, yes. Nice to meet you. Please sit comfortably. Director Park served us warm tea and sat down. I heard the general situation from the teacher. It must have been very difficult. Yes, I'm embarrassed. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. These days there are many seniors in similar situations. There are more people than you'd think experiencing difficulties because of their children. Director Park's tone was warm. Even though it was our first meeting, I felt comfortable. Ms. Mi Jin-young, what do you need most urgently right now? First, I need a place to live. And I need income too. You're receiving a pension, right? Yes, about 700,000 won a month. Director Park nodded and turned on his computer. First, let's look for temporary housing. There's a senior share house operated by the district here. You can use a room for 200,000 won a month. A share house? Yes, it's a place where seniors in similar situations live together. 7 people live in one house, and the atmosphere is good. I manage the place. Mr. Kang Seok spoke happily. That sounds good. Ms. Mi Jin, how about staying there? May I go there? Of course. I'll help you with the move-in application. Director Park took out documents and helped me fill them out. The process was simpler than I thought. And we need to look for work too. Ms. Mi Jin-young, what kind of work can you do? Well, I don't have any special skills. I've just lived as a housewife. Are you good at cooking? Yes, I can do that somewhat. Then that's good. We're actually looking for someone to help with meals at the community senior center. Monday through Friday, from 9 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon, 900,000 won a month. Really? Can I do it? Of course. It's preparing lunch for the seniors at the center and doing dishes. It's not difficult. Director Park immediately called the senior center and recommended me. They said I could start tomorrow without an interview. Thank you, really thank you. Tears were about to come as I thanked him. Not at all. Seniors should help each other live. Oh, and please take this. Director Park handed me an envelope. When I opened it, there was cash inside. What's this? It's emergency support funds operated by our center. It's 500,000 won. It seemed like you needed it urgently. No, I can't accept this. Please take it. Later when your situation improves, you can help another senior. That's how our center works. Mr. Kang Seok held my hand. Ms. Mi Jin, please accept it. You need help right now. I eventually accepted the envelope, and I bowed deeply to Director Park. Thank you so much. I'll never forget this kindness. What kindness? It's natural. Mom, cheer up. Even though it's difficult now, good days will definitely come. As we left the center, my chest swelled with emotion. Just a week ago I was about to freeze to death on a park bench, and now this new hope had emerged. Mr. Kang Seok, you have such a good student. Soo-chul has always been warm-hearted. He was going to give up on high school because of financial difficulties in middle school. I helped him get a scholarship. I see. That's why Director Park follows you so much. I didn't do much. Soo-chul just thinks too highly of it. The next day, I moved into the senior share house. It was an old but clean villa in Sillim-dong. Director Park personally guided me. This is Ms. Mi Jin-young's room. It's small but clean, right? It was about 8 square meters. Sunlight came through the window. There was a bed, desk, and closet. Let me introduce the other residents. When I went out to the living room, 5 people were sitting. They all appeared to be women in their 60s to early 70s. Everyone, this is Ms. Mi Jin-young who's moving in. Oh my, welcome. I'm Soon-jae Kim. I'm Young Hee Lee. Let's get along well. The residents welcomed me warmly. Maybe because we were all in similar situations, we became close quickly. We had dinner together. We took turns cooking. And today was Sister Soon-jae's turn. She had made soybean paste stew and kimchi pancakes. Ms. Mi Jin, please eat a lot. Thank you, sister. While eating, we shared each other's stories. Sister Soon-jae had divorced in old age after living with an abusive husband. Sister Young Hee had lost her house due to business failure. Everyone had painful stories. Ms. Mi Jin, how did you end up here? After hearing my story, all the residents clicked their tongues. Oh my, kids these days. They don't see parents as parents, only as property. That's right. My daughter is like that too. When she found out I was receiving national pension, she asked me to send her allowance. Everyone had similar experiences. Perhaps that's why we could understand and comfort each other better. Starting the next day, I went to work at the senior center. I left at 8:30 in the morning and prepared lunch for the seniors until 2. Ms. Jean, when cutting onions, you should cut them small like this so the seniors can eat easily. The center manager taught me kindly. There was more work than I thought, but I felt rewarded for the first time in a while. Oh my, today's soup is delicious. Did the new person make it? Yes, Ms. Jean Young made it. You have good skills. Please make it often. The praise from the center's seniors made me feel good. It had been so long since I felt acknowledged by someone. A week passed. I gradually adapted to life. I woke up in the morning and went to work at the senior center in the afternoon. I returned to the share house and chatted with the residents. In the evening I talked on the phone with Mr. Kang Seok. Ms. Jean, you seem much better. Your voice sounds brighter. Yes, Mr. Kang Seok. I feel good finding reward in work. That's a relief. Shall we meet this weekend? Yes, that sounds good. I met Mr. Kang Seok on the weekend. We drank tea at a nearby cafe and talked. Ms. Jean, you've become much brighter lately. It's thanks to you, Mr. Kang Seok. If it weren't for you, I don't know what would have happened to me. No, it's because Ms. Jean is strong. Mr. Kang Seok held my hand. Ms. Jean, let's wait just a little longer. When the situation improves, let's get married. Mr. Kang Seok, what about the Junho problem? I'm continuing to look for a solution. I'm meeting with lawyers again too, but reality wasn't easy. A few days later, a copy of the complaint arrived from the court. Junho had officially filed a lawsuit. The share house residents looked at the documents with worried expressions. Ms. Jean, this is serious. You'll need to appoint a lawyer. I don't have money for that, sister. Go to the Legal Aid Corporation. They might help for free there. Following Sister Sunja's advice, I applied to the Legal Aid Corporation. Fortunately, I was able to receive free legal support. I met the assigned lawyer. She was a woman in her early 60s, and after looking at the documents, she sighed. To be honest, the situation isn't good. Some of your son's claims are legally valid, so I might lose? Not all of it, but there's a possibility of partial loss. But I'll do my best. That night, when I returned to the share house and lay in my room, tears came. I called Mr. Kang Seok. Mr. Kang Seok, I'm scared. What if I lose the lawsuit? Ms. Jean, don't worry. I'm here. We'll overcome this together. Mr. Kang Seok's voice gave me strength. That's right, I'm not alone. I have Mr. Kang Seok, the share house sisters, and Director Park too. Looking out the window, the moon was up. It was a full moon. I had seen such a moon when I slept on the park bench. Back then there was only despair, but now there was hope. It was a small hope, but that alone was enough. I won't give up now. For my happiness, and for my future with Mr. Kang Seok, I'll fight until the end. True love never loses its light even through any ordeal. It had been a month since I started working at the senior center. As my life gradually stabilized, my heart also calmed down. Every morning, I carefully prepared meals for the seniors and gave them warm words, which became my daily routine. Ms. Jean, today's seaweed soup is really delicious. It tastes like what my daughter used to make for me. Thank you. Please eat a lot. The seniors' praise gave me great strength. I didn't know being needed by someone could be such a good thing. After finishing work at 2 in the afternoon and leaving the senior center, my phone rang. It was Mr. Kang Seok. Ms. Jean, do you have time now? Yes, Mr. Kang Seok. I just finished work. I'm in front of the senior center right now. Could we meet for a moment? When I went outside, Mr. Kang Seok was sitting on a bench, but his expression was unusual. Not his usual bright appearance, but something heavy and dark was clearly visible. Mr. Kang Seok, is something wrong? Mr. Kang Seok looked at me silently for a while, then slowly opened his mouth. Ms. Jean, I have something to confess. My heart sank. I had a bad feeling. What confession? Not here, shall we go somewhere quiet? We went to a nearby quiet park. Walking along a path in full autumn foliage, Mr. Kang Seok began to speak. Ms. Mijin, actually I knew about you from the beginning. What do you mean? We didn't meet for the first time at the cultural center. I had known about Ms. Mijin before that. For a moment my head went blank. The suspicion Junho had voiced came to mind. That Mr. Kang Seok had intentionally approached me. Mr. Kang Seok, what on earth are you saying? Mr. Kang Seok sat on a bench and took a deep breath. You remember your husband, Tae Soo-young, right? Of course. But what does that have to do with you, Mr. Kang Seok? I was Mr. Tae Soo's high school teacher. I stared blankly at Mr. Kang Seok. My husband's teacher? Yes. 40 years ago, at the school where I received my first teaching assignment, I taught Mr. Tae Soo Korean language. But why are you only telling me this now? Mr. Kang Seok took out an old photograph from his pocket. It was a black and white photo of a young Mr. Kang Seok with students in school uniforms. Among them was my husband's face. This is my husband. That's right. Mr. Tae Soo was one of my first students. He studied well and was a sincere student. Tears flowed down. I never expected to see my husband's young appearance like this. But why? Why did you hide that fact? Mr. Kang Seok's eyes also filled with tears. Ms. Mijin, actually, Mr. Tae Soo contacted me a month before he passed away. My husband did. Yes, it was contact after 30 years. I was preparing for retirement then, and Mr. Tae Soo was battling cancer. We met at the hospital. Mr. Kang Seok paused for a moment, then continued. Mr. Tae Soo asked me a favor. He asked me to watch over Ms. Mijin after he died. He said he was worried because his son wasn't reliable. Such a request. At first I refused. How could I do such a thing? But Mr. Tae Soo pleaded desperately. Teacher, this is my last request. I sank down onto the bench. I couldn't believe my husband had made such a request. So that's why you came to find me, teacher? No, Ms. Mijin. At first I was just going to watch from afar, just to check if Ms. Mijin was doing well. But what? When I saw Ms. Mijin at the cultural center, you seemed to be struggling so much. Sitting alone, just dabbing ink, with no life in your eyes. So I gathered courage and spoke to you. So you approached me out of pity? My voice trembled. Mr. Kang Seok shook his head and held my hand. No, Ms. Mijin. It might have started with a sense of responsibility as a teacher, but as I got to know Ms. Mijin, my feelings became real. Your warmth, sincerity, considerate heart, all of that moved my heart. Is that true? It's not pity, I can swear. My love for Ms. Mijin now is real, more certain than anything. I looked at Mr. Kang Seok. His eyes were sincere. Mr. Kang Seok, I don't know what to say. Ms. Mijin, you can be angry. I wasn't honest from the beginning, but I thought it was right to tell you now. A relationship that starts with lies can't last long. I couldn't say anything for a long time. My feelings were complicated. I felt betrayed, but on the other hand, I was also touched that my husband had worried about me so much. Ms. Mijin, if I'm making things harder for you, we can end our relationship. I feel like I've only caused you pain. No, Mr. Kang Seok. I lifted my head and looked at Mr. Kang Seok. It would be a lie to say I'm not upset. But everything you've done for me was sincere too, wasn't it? No matter how it started, our feelings now are real, aren't they, Ms. Mijin? And I'm sad but also grateful that my husband worried about me like that. My husband must not have been able to properly ask Junho, so he couldn't trust his son either. Mr. Kang Seok held my hand tightly. Ms. Mijin, thank you for forgiving me. There's nothing to forgive. Let's be honest with each other from now on. Yes, I promise. We sat like that for a long time. An autumn leaf flew in the wind and fell in front of us. A few days later, I received a call from Director Park. He asked me to come to the senior center. What's going on? When I got to the center, Director Park was sitting with a serious expression. Ms. Mijin, your son came by here. Junho did? Yes. He came looking for you because he couldn't reach you, and asked me for your contact information. My heart sank. What did he say? He said he couldn't reach his mother and asked me to tell him your contact information. I refused, of course. Thank you, Director. But Ms. Mijin, there's one more thing I need to tell you. Your son said the emergency support funds you received from the center were illegal, and he was threatening to take legal action. What? Of course it's not illegal at all. It's legitimate welfare support. But if your son keeps pressuring us, it could become difficult for the center. Director, I'll return that money. No, you don't need to. We'll handle it. I just wanted you to know. On the way home, my heart was heavy. Junho really intended to pressure me until the end. When I arrived at the share house, Junho was standing in front of the entrance. Mum, Junho, how did you? I found out you live here. Can we go inside and talk? No, I have nothing to say to you. Mum, please, just 5 minutes. Junho's voice had a sense of desperation, but I spoke firmly. If you withdraw the lawsuit, we'll talk. Otherwise, I have nothing to say. Mum, please listen to me. I've been thinking. About what? I saw how much you were really struggling, Mum, so I can compromise a little. I couldn't believe my ears. Junho was compromising? What compromise? You can remarry, but there's a condition. A condition? Don't register the marriage with that man. Just live as a common law marriage. Then there won't be any legal property issues. I laughed because it was so absurd. That's a compromise? Then Mr. Kang Seok receives no legal protection at all. If you truly love each other, what does a piece of paper matter? If you really love purely, you can be happy without marriage registration. Junho, do you think what you're saying makes sense? Mum, this is the best compromise I can offer. If even this doesn't work, I'll go all the way with the lawsuit. I shook my head. Go back. And don't come here again. Mum, I said go. If you don't, I'll call the police. Junho looked at me for a long time, then turned around. His retreating figure looked lonely, but I steeled my heart. When I went inside the house, Sister Sunja was waiting with a worried face. Mijin, are you okay? Yes, sister. I'm fine. But as soon as I entered my room, tears burst out. I never imagined my relationship with my son would fall apart this much. I called Mr. Kang Seok and told him about today's events. Ms. Mijin, it's okay with me to live without marriage registration, as long as Ms. Mijin is by my side. No, Mr. Kang Seok, that's too unfair to you. I want a proper marriage. Then what should we do? I don't know, Mr. Kang Seok. I really don't know. That night, I couldn't sleep. Looking out the window, I saw one star. I wanted to ask my husband, honey, did I do something wrong? Is wanting to be happy a sin? The star didn't answer. It just twinkled quietly, but I decided not to give up. No matter what Junho said, no matter what the world said, I was going to properly marry Mr. Kang Seok. I believed that's what my husband truly wanted. My husband would have wanted me to be happy. That's why he asked Mr. Kang Seok that favor. I wanted to fulfill that intention.
때로는 모든 것을 잃어야만 진정 소중한 것이 무엇인지 깨닫게 됩니다.
Sometimes you must lose everything to realize what is truly precious. The lawsuit continued. Court mediation was held 2 more times, but each time ended in failure to reach an agreement. Junho had not an inch of compromise, and I also couldn't give up my happiness. 3 months passed. During that time, I worked diligently at the senior center and lived supporting each other with the sharehouse sisters. I met Mr. Kang Seok 2 or 3 times a week. We had even set a wedding date. No matter how the lawsuit turned out, we decided to marry next spring. Then one morning, I received an urgent call from Director Park. Ms. Mijin, have you heard the news about your son? No, why? Is something wrong? Please check the news. There's been a big incident related to your son's company. I quickly searched online news. An article appeared saying the company Junho worked for was under prosecution investigation for embezzlement, and Junho's name was there. Executive Director Junho Bae, suspected of embezzling 2 billion won of company funds. My hands trembled. No matter how much I disliked him, he was still my son, and seeing such an article felt like my heart was collapsing. I hurriedly called Junho. At first he didn't answer, but on the 5th attempt he picked up. Mum, Junho, is what's in the article true? Mum, I'm out of my mind right now. I'll call you later. Junho, wait. The call ended. With an anxious heart, I contacted Mr. Kang Seok. Mr. Kang Seok, something terrible has happened to Junho. When I explained the situation, Mr. Kang Seok was also shocked. Mijin, you should probably meet your son. Shall I come with you? No, I'll go alone. I went all the way to Bundang where Junho lived. It was the first time visiting my son's house in 3 years. I rang the doorbell and after a long while, my daughter-in-law opened the door. Mother? My daughter-in-law's face was swollen. She had been crying. Is Junho here? He's inside. Please come in. Inside the house was dark and disorganized. Junho was sitting blankly on the living room sofa. His beard was unkempt and his hair was disheveled. The neat appearance I'd seen 3 months ago was nowhere to be found. Junho looked at me and turned his head away. Mum, why did you come? Did you come to see me ruined? What kind of talk is that? Mum came because she's worried about you. Worried? You're laughing inside, aren't you? After being treated like that by me, Junho, no matter what, you're my son. Tell me what happened. Junho was silent for a long time before opening his mouth. I was put in charge of a project at the company. It was a big project. If it succeeded, I could be promoted to executive. But we were short on funds. I thought I could just borrow company money temporarily. I thought I could pay it back when the project succeeded anyway. Junho, that's embezzlement. I know, Mum. I know too. But at the time I was out of my mind. The project had to succeed but there was no money. Bank loans wouldn't work. My daughter-in-law spoke from the side. Mother, actually we had a lot of debt. We still have a mortgage on this house, and with the kids' academy fees and credit card bills, over 10 million went out every month. It was that hard. Yes. So my husband was under a lot of stress. Then this happened. My daughter-in-law also started crying, but the project failed. It was a complete disaster. And my embezzlement was discovered in the company audit. Junho's voice trembled. Mum, I'm finished now. I got fired from the company. I'm being criminally charged, and this house will soon go to auction. Junho, after treating you like that, Mum, why did you come all the way here? Go ahead and curse at me to your heart's content. I sat next to Junho and spoke quietly. Junho, it's true Mum was angry at your decision. I was very hurt, but you're still my son. How could Mum turn away when you're struggling? Mum. Junho's voice cracked. Mum, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I did something truly terrible. I know. Mum knows too. When you were struggling so much, Mum, I was filing lawsuits and kicking you out of the house. I'm really not human. Junho got down from the sofa and knelt in front of me. Mum, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I stroked Junho's head. Tears came. Junho, get up. Mum, I found out later that you slept on a park bench because of me. Director Park told me. Junho, when I heard that, I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't believe what I had done, that I had driven my mother to the streets. Junho began to sob. A middle-aged man in his 40s was crying like a child in front of his mother. Mum, do you know why I did that? It wasn't just about money. Then what? I was scared. Scared of Mum going to someone else. After Dad died, you were my mother. But suddenly another man appeared to take you away. I really hated that. Junho's confession broke my heart. I thought like a child, that Mum should be mine. But I only realized now how selfish that thought was. Junho, Mum is always your mother. No matter who I marry, wherever I live, that won't change. My daughter-in-law also knelt beside us. Mother, I'm sorry too. I should have stopped my husband, but I also had greed for the assets. Get up, daughter-in-law. Everyone get up. I helped both of them stand, and I looked at Junho's face. Junho, what will you do about the lawsuit now? I'll withdraw it, of course. I was crazy, Mum. I've come to my senses. I see. Thank you, Mum, and I want to apologize to Mr. Kang Seok. I treated him too harshly. Mr. Kang Seok will understand. My daughter-in-law brought out tea. We sat in the living room and talked. Mum, but what should I do now? The criminal charges can't be cancelled. Did you appoint a lawyer? I don't have money for that. I applied for a public defender. How much do you need? At least 20 million to get proper legal defense. But where would I get that kind of money? I thought for a moment. Then I made a decision. Mum will help you. Mum, what are you saying? What money does Mum have? I'll talk to Mr. Kang Seok. If we pool our resources, we can make 20 million won. Mum, no. That's your retirement funds. It's okay. Mum is working now. And you're my son. Junho started crying again. Mum, after treating you like that, why are you doing this for me? Because I'm your mother. And Mum knows you're truly repenting. How can I pretend not to know? My daughter-in-law also shed tears. Mother, thank you. Really thank you. Don't mention it. We're family. As I was leaving the house, Junho followed me to the entrance. Mum, when you set a wedding date, please let me know. I'll definitely come. And I'll properly apologize to Mr. Kang Seok. Okay, I understand. Mum, I love you. Junho said that last. I couldn't remember the last time I'd heard those words. On the bus ride home, I looked out the window and thought, Junho is still my son after all. He made mistakes, but if he's truly repenting, I should forgive him. That night, I couldn't sleep. Looking out the window, I couldn't see a single star. Dark clouds covered the entire sky. It felt as dark as my future. I called Mr. Kang Seok and told him about today's events. Mijin, I have 30 million won in my bank account. Use that. Mr. Kang Seok, that's your retirement funds. It's okay. I have a pension coming in, and I have a house. Please help your son. Mr. Kang Seok, thank you so much. We're going to be family soon anyway. After hanging up, my chest felt warm. Mr. Kang Seok is really a good person, understanding and even helping with my son's mistakes. A few days later, Junho went to a law office and submitted a lawsuit withdrawal, and he came to meet Mr. Kang Seok. I was also present. Junho bowed deeply in front of Mr. Kang Seok. Teacher, I'm sorry. I was truly wrong. No, Mr. Junho, I understand everything. I treated you like a scammer, suspected you of manipulating Mum. I'm truly sorry. Mr. Kang Seok helped Junho up. Mr. Junho, from a father's perspective, you could naturally feel that way. If I had a son, I would have done the same. Teacher, what matters is now. We just need to get along well from now on. Junho and Mr. Kang Seok shook hands. Seeing that made me tear up. Mum, have you set a wedding date? Yes, we set it for the 15th of next month. I'll look for a wedding hall. Even if it's a small place, you should do it properly. No, we're going to do it simply at the district office. Still, Mum, you should do it properly. I'll prepare it. That's the only thing I can do. Mr. Kang Seok spoke. Then Mr. Junho, would you officiate the wedding? Me? Yes. It would be meaningful if the son of the bride and groom officiates. Tears welled up in Junho's eyes. May I really do that? Of course. Mijin, is that okay with you? I nodded. That would be nice. Junho, please do it. Yes, Mum. I'll really prepare the wedding speech carefully. That day we had dinner together at a small restaurant. Junho and his wife, Mr. Kang Seok and me. The four of us sitting around eating felt like a real family. Mum, can I bring the grandchildren to the wedding too? Of course. It's Grandma's wedding. The kids will love it. Seeing Grandma in a pretty hanbok. Junho wasn't his former bright self, but he was able to smile. Although the criminal trial remained ahead, having appointed a lawyer, he could do his best. On the way home, Mr. Kang Seok held my hand. Mijin, you really worked hard. Forgiving your son. No, he's my son. You're really an amazing person, Mijin. I respect you. You too, Mr. Kang Seok, for understanding and helping Junho. We're going to be family, so it's natural. Looking at the sky, many stars were out. Was my husband watching from that sky too? Junho repenting his mistakes and making a new start. Honey, our son will be okay, and I'm going to be happy now too. I spoke to my husband in my heart. The wind blew. It felt like my husband's answer. Now it was really a new beginning. My relationship with Junho had been restored, and marriage with Mr. Kang Seok was right ahead. It had been a difficult time, but all these processes had made me stronger. When I returned to the share house, the sisters were waiting. Mijin, how did it go? It went well, sisters. Everything went well. That's a relief, really a relief. I drank tea with the sisters and shared what happened today. Everyone was happy for me. Mijin, can we come to the wedding too? Of course, sisters. You're like family to me. Then shall we sing a congratulatory song? That sounds good. It would be really nice if you sisters sang. That night, lying in my room, I looked at the ceiling. In 68 years of life, there had been so many events, but this moment seemed the most peaceful. Soon I'll become Mr. Kang Seok's wife, and I'll rebuild a good relationship with Junho. I'll keep in touch with the share house sisters too. Life is really mysterious. Hope comes in the most desperate times. Love comes when you're most lonely. And even the person you thought you'd hate forever, you end up forgiving. Looking out the window, the moon was up. It was a bright moon, shining brightly like my future. True happiness comes to the courageous, regardless of age. The wedding day was approaching, the 15th of next month, now only 2 days away. As promised, Junho had reserved a small wedding hall. It was a cozy chapel in Singkon that could seat about 20 people. Mum, did you prepare the hanbok? Yes, I picked it up from the custom hanbok shop yesterday. Actually, the hanbok was a gift from Mr. Kang Seok. A light pink jigori with a deep pink skirt, and a high-quality hanbok with flower patterns embroidered in gold thread. Shall I try it on? The share house sisters gathered in my room. I took out the hanbok from the closet and put it on. Oh my, Mijin. You're so pretty. You totally look like a bride. You look like you're in your 20s. I blushed at the sisters' compliments. Looking in the mirror, my appearance felt unfamiliar yet exciting. I couldn't believe I was becoming a bride at 68. Mijin, what will you do with your hair? I was thinking of just getting it simply put up at the local hair salon. No way. Sister Young-hee's daughter is a hairdresser. Let me ask her. Sister, it's okay. You don't need to go that far. What are you talking about? It's a wedding. You need to do it properly. Eventually, Sister Young-hee's daughter agreed to come to the house on the wedding day morning to do my hair, makeup too. The next day, I received a call from Director Park. Ms. Mijin, I prepared a gift instead of a monetary gift. I'll give it to you at the venue tomorrow. Director, just coming is thanks enough. What gift? No, it's your wedding, Ms. Mijin. We should celebrate. The teacher was really happy too. Thank you, Director. I got here thanks to you. What are you talking about? You overcame it because Ms. Mijin is strong. After hanging up, tears came. I really received help from so many people. The senior center residents also congratulated me. Ms. Mijin, congratulations on your marriage. We prepared rice cakes. Oh my, sisters. When did you prepare this? We got together yesterday and made them. We're going to share them at the venue tomorrow. Tears came again at the residents' warm hearts. Thank you, really thank you. Don't be like that. Seeing our Ms. Mijin happy is our happiness. Finally, the wedding day arrived. I woke up at 6 in the morning, showered and did basic makeup. At 7, Sister Young-hee's daughter arrived. Aunt, I'll make you really pretty today. Thank you, Soo-jin. Soo-jin carefully attended to my hair. She gently pulled it up into a bun and inserted a silver hairpin. She did the makeup naturally too. Aunt, look in the mirror. Looking in the mirror, there was an unfamiliar woman. No, not unfamiliar, but my appearance I had forgotten. My appearance from my younger days. Soo-jin, thank you. It's really pretty. You're originally pretty, Aunt. I didn't do much. When I put on the hanbok and came out to the living room, the sisters applauded. Wow, Mijin. You really look like a bride. Let's take pictures. I took several photos with the sisters. Everyone seemed happier than me. At 9, we departed for the wedding hall. Junho came with a car to pick me up. Mum, you're truly beautiful. Thank you, Junho. In the car, Junho spoke carefully. Mum, I prepared the wedding speech a lot. I'm nervous. You'll do well, Junho. Mum believes in you. Mum, I'm really sorry and grateful for letting me participate in the wedding even after what I did. Junho, let's stop talking about that now. Today is a happy day. Yes, Mum. Please be really happy today. When we arrived at the wedding hall, many people were already there. The share house sisters, senior center residents, Director Park, and several of Mr. Kang Seok's former students had come too. I met Mr. Kang Seok in the groom's waiting room. Mr. Kang Seok was wearing a neat grey hanbok. Ms. Mijin, you're truly beautiful. Mr. Kang Seok, you look handsome too. We looked at each other and smiled. I couldn't count how long we had waited for this moment. Ms. Mi-jin, are you nervous? Yes, very. How about you, Mr. Kang-sok? Me too. I never thought I'd have another wedding in my 70s. Me neither. But I'm really happy, Mr. Kang-sok. I'm really happy too, Ms. Mi-jin. The wedding hall door opened. The wedding march played. Mr. Kang-sok and I entered together. The guests sitting on both sides applauded. The share house sisters were shedding tears, and the senior center residents were smiling brightly. We stood in front of the platform. Junho stepped up to the officiant's podium. In his hands was the wedding speech manuscript he had prepared. Dear honored guests, thank you for attending today. Junho's voice trembled. I am Junho Bae, the bride's son and the officiant for today. Junho paused to catch his breath and continued. To be honest, I initially opposed my mother's remarriage. It hadn't been long since my father passed away, and I couldn't accept that my mother would be with another man. The guests listened quietly, but I was wrong. I didn't acknowledge that my mother also has the right to be happy, the right to love. Junho's voice trembled more. My mother has lived 68 years. As a daughter, as a wife, as a mother, she lived her entire life for others. Now is the time for my mother to live for herself. I couldn't hold back tears. Mr. Kang-sok was my father's teacher. I heard that before my father passed away, he asked the teacher to look after my mother. The teacher kept that promise and came to truly love my mother. Junho wiped tears with his hand. I now understand that there is no age limit on love, and that true filial piety is supporting your parents' happiness. Several guests nodded. Mother, father, please promise here today that you will respect and love each other, and live the rest of your lives together happily. Mr. Kang-sok and I looked at each other. I bless these two people's marriage with all my heart, and I ask that all the guests also bless them together. Applause erupted. Junho came down from the platform and approached me. Mum, I love you. Be happy. Thank you, Junho. The vows began. Mr. Kang-sok spoke first. I, Kang-sok Choi, accept Mi-jin Young as my lifelong partner, and promise to always love and respect her, in joy and sorrow, in health and sickness, and to be together. It was my turn. I, Mi-jin Young, accept Kang-sok Choi as my lifelong partner, and promise to always love and respect him, in joy and sorrow, in health and sickness, and to be together. We exchanged rings. Mr. Kang-sok put a silver ring on my finger, and I put a ring on Mr. Kang-sok's finger. You may now kiss. At the MC's words, Mr. Kang-sok and I looked at each other and smiled, and we gently kissed. Congratulations. The guests' applause and cheers filled the wedding hall. The congratulatory song prepared by the share house sisters echoed. Love is always beautiful. Age is just a number. If you truly love, that is enough. It was a song the sisters had written themselves. Listening to the song, I shed tears again. After the ceremony, there was a small reception. Director Park handed over the gift he had prepared. Ms. Mi-jin, please accept this. Opening the envelope, there was a Jeju Island hotel voucher inside. Director, what is this? It's for your honeymoon. Rest well in Jeju for 2 days. Director, this is too much. No, the teacher and I prepared this together. You must accept it. Mr. Kang-sok also expressed gratitude. Su-chul, thank you, really thank you. Teacher, be happy. That's my wish. The senior center residents distributed the rice cakes they had prepared. Ms. Mi-jin, we made these with care. Enjoy them. Thank you, sisters. Really thank you. My daughter-in-law came with the grandchildren. 2 elementary school students approached shyly. Grandma, congratulations on your wedding. Oh my grandchildren. Thank you, Grandma. This is for you. The grandchildren handed me a picture they had drawn themselves. It was a picture of Mr. Kang-sok and me holding hands. Did you draw this? It's really pretty. Thank you. I hugged the grandchildren tightly. I couldn't believe such a blessed wedding. It felt like a dream. After the reception ended and everyone left, Mr. Kang-sok and I stood in front of the wedding hall for a moment. Ms. Mi-jin, or should I call you my wife now? Please do, husband. We looked at each other and smiled. It was really a long journey, Ms. Mi-jin. That's right. But now it's just the beginning, Mr. Kang-sok. You're right. Our new beginning. The next day, we left for our honeymoon to Jeju Island. On the plane, looking out the window, sunlight was shining above the clouds. Mr. Kang Seok, look there. How beautiful. Not as beautiful as Ms. Mi Jin. Oh my, Mr. Kang Seok. We spent 2 days at the Jeju Island Hotel. We walked on the beach, ate delicious food, and simply enjoyed time together. Ms. Mi Jin, what should we do with our lives from now on? Well, I want to keep working at the senior center. The seniors need me. I'll continue my volunteer work too, and keep learning calligraphy. Good. Let's each do what we want, and spend evenings together. Perfect plan. At night in the hotel room, we looked out the window. The moon was up over the sea. Mr. Kang Seok, am I really allowed to be this happy? Of course. Ms. Mi Jin, you deserve to be happy enough. Thank you, Mr. Kang Seok, for coming into my life. I'm the one who's grateful for Ms. Mi Jin becoming the last love of my life. We stood by the window looking at the moon. Two people who had lived 68 years and 73 years were making this new beginning. After returning to Seoul, we started our newlywed life at Mr. Kang Seok's house. It was a small but cozy 2-room apartment. Ms. Mi Jin, this is really our home now. Yes, it's our home. The share house sisters came for a housewarming. Mi Jin, it's cozy here. You decorated it nicely. Sisters, please sit down. I prepared lunch. We ate together and talked. The sisters were happy that I looked happy. Mi Jin, you've really changed. Your expression has become completely bright. It's thanks to you, sisters. I couldn't have gotten here without you. What are you talking about? You overcame it because you're strong. Junho also visited occasionally. The criminal trial was ongoing, but the lawyer was responding well. Mum, the lawyer said there's a possibility of a suspended sentence. Really? That's a relief. Yes. I submitted a letter of repentance, and repaid part of the damage amount. Junho, you must live honestly from now on. Yes, Mum, I learned a lot from this. I won't be greedy and will live according to my means. My daughter-in-law also said she had started a part-time job to help with household finances. Mother, I've matured now too. I'm going to do what I can instead of relying only on my husband. That's right. Good thinking. Mum will support you. She also brought the grandchildren often. The children called Mr. Kang Seok grandfather. Grandpa, look at this. It's a picture I drew. Oh, you drew it really well. Our grandchild might become an artist. Mr. Kang Seok was really good to the grandchildren too. He played with them at the park and helped with their homework. 6 months passed. Our life was peaceful and happy. Every morning we woke up together and did morning exercise, spent our days separately, then met in the evening to eat together. Ms. Mi Jin, how was it at the senior center today? Today Grandma Kim ate 2 bowls saying the stew I made was so delicious. As expected, our Ms. Mi Jin's cooking skills are the best. How was your day, Mr. Kang Seok? Today I taught calligraphy to the seniors at the welfare center. Everyone worked so hard. I now knew how precious such ordinary conversations were. One evening, I received a call from Junho. Mum, the verdict came out. How did it go? 2 years suspended sentence. I'm not going to prison. Really? Is that true? Yes, Mum. The lawyer did a really good job. And it's thanks to you helping me, Mum. That's a relief. Really a relief. Mum, I'll start over now. I got a job at a small company. The salary is small, but it's a place where I can work honestly. Good job, Junho. Mum is proud of you. After hanging up, I told Mr. Kang Seok the news. That's good. Now Mr. Junho can make a new start too. Yes, really good. That night, lying in bed, I looked at the ceiling. Just a year ago, I almost froze to death on a park bench, and now I was lying in warm blankets next to someone I love. Mr. Kang Seok, I'm really happy. Me too, Ms. Mi Jin. There were many difficulties, but all of that led me here. That's right. Because there were trials, the current happiness is more precious. Looking out the window, I could see stars. My husband must be smiling from that sky too, watching me happy. Honey, thank you for sending Mr. Kang Seok, and for watching over me. I gave thanks to my husband in my heart. The next morning, on the way to work at the senior center, I passed through the park. I could see the bench where I had slept. I stopped for a moment and looked at the bench. I want to tell myself from back then that good days will come if you just hang in there a little. When I arrived at the senior center, The residents welcomed me. Ms. Mijin, you came again today? Thanks to our Ms. Mijin, we always eat delicious food. Sisters, what should I make today? Make seaweed soup. Ms. Mijin's seaweed soup is the best. Understood. I'll make it deliciously. While carefully making seaweed soup in the kitchen, I thought, I am someone needed by others right now, and I'm loved. That alone is happiness enough. After work, when I returned home, Mr. Kang Seok was preparing dinner. Ms. Mijin, I cooked today. I don't know if it will be delicious. If Mr. Kang Seok made it, of course it's delicious. We sat at the table together and ate dinner. Outside the window, the sunset was falling. Ms. Mijin, shall we travel next spring? To see the cherry blossoms. That sounds good. Where should we go? How about Gyeongju? The cherry blossoms are pretty, and there are many historical sites. Perfect. I'm already looking forward to it. Even making such small plans was happiness. At night, Mr. Kang Seok and I went for a walk. We walked slowly through the apartment complex holding hands. Mr. Kang Seok, what if I had given up from the beginning? Well, I wouldn't have met Ms. Mijin either. Right. I'm glad I didn't give up. I think so too. Thank you for having courage, Ms. Mijin. When we returned home and lay in bed, Mr. Kang Seok fell asleep soon, but I stayed awake for a long time. Looking back on my life, there had been so many events. Happy things, sad things, painful things, but every moment had meaning. What I learned living 68 years is that happiness has nothing to do with age, and that the courage not to give up what you truly want is important. I have the right to love, and the right to be happy. I fought to claim that right, and eventually found it. My relationship with Junho was restored, and I gained a new family. The share house sisters, senior center residents, Director Park, they're all my family. Looking out the window, a full moon was up, shining brightly like my future. Thank you. I don't know who I'm saying this to my husband, to Mr. Kang Seok, or to all the people who helped me, or perhaps to myself for not giving up and making it this far. Closing my eyes, I felt peaceful. Next to me, I could hear Mr. Kang Seok's steady breathing. Not knowing what a great blessing it is to fall asleep listening to this sound. A few days later, all the share house sisters gathered for dinner. I also attended with Mr. Kang Seok. Mijin, you've completely changed since getting married. You're walking on a flower path. Sister, it's thanks to all of you. You saved my life. What are you talking about? You stood up on your own. Sister Soon Ja raised her glass. Here, a toast to Mijin's happiness. Cheers. Everyone clinked glasses. Sister Young he spoke. Mijin, watching you gave us courage too. We learned that we can make new beginnings even as we age. That's right. I've been wanting to try something new lately too. That's right, sisters. Do what you want. Age is just a number. Mr. Kang Seok also added a word. That's right. We all still have many things we can do. Let's not give up and try challenging ourselves. That night was really fun. We laughed together, talked, and encouraged each other. On the way home, Mr. Kang Seok said, Ms. Mijin, today was really good. The sisters feel like family to me too. Mr. Kang Seok is part of our family now too. The sisters really like you. I really like the sisters too, because they're the people who protected Ms. Mijin. When we got home and were sitting drinking warm tea, a text came from Junho. Mum, please come to our house next Sunday. We're having a family gathering. Mr. Kang Seok too, of course. Mr. Kang Seok, Junho wants to have a family gathering. Good. We should definitely go. Sunday came. When we went to Junho's house, my daughter-in-law had prepared lots of food. Mother, father, welcome. It felt natural for my daughter-in-law to call Mr. Kang Seok father. Oh my, you prepared so much? Yes, it's a family gathering, so we have to do it properly. The grandchildren ran over. Grandma. Grandpa. Oh my sweethearts. Did you miss Grandma? Yes. We missed you so much. We sat around the table together. Junho stood up and spoke. The reason we gathered like this today is to make a new start as a family. I made many mistakes, but Mum and Father forgave me. Junho bowed his head toward Mr. Kang Seok. Father, I ask for your continued support. I may be lacking, but I'll be a good son. Mr. Junho, thank you. I'll also try to be a good father. The two shook hands. Seeing that made my heart swell. Now, let's eat, before it gets cold. At my daughter-in-law's words, everyone laughed and started eating. We shared various stories while eating. Grandma, I won first place in a drawing contest at school. Really? Our grandchild is amazing. Show me the picture later. Yes. I'll give it to Grandma as a gift. Looking at my grandchild's bright expression made me happy. These children will remember our family's story as they grow up. The story of how Grandma remarried at 68, and how the family overcame difficulties and became one. After finishing the meal and sitting in the living room drinking tea, Junho brought out a box. Mum, I wanted to give you this. What is it? Opening the box, there was an album inside. On the cover was written our family story. Junho, what is this? It's photos from Mum's wedding until now. I organized them. I opened the album. It was full of photos of me and Hanbok on the wedding day, holding hands with Mr. Kang Seok, and photos taken with family. Junho, thank you. Really thank you. Mum, this is all I can do. I'll keep filling it from now on with our family's happy moments. Junho started crying again. Mum, after treating you like that, why are you doing this for me? Because I'm your mother. And when you're truly repenting, how can Mum pretend not to know? My daughter-in-law also shed tears. Mother, thank you. Really thank you. Don't mention it. We're family. That afternoon, we all went for a walk at a nearby park. The grandchildren ran ahead, and Junho and his wife followed behind them. Mr. Kang Seok and I slowly walked following them. Ms. Mijin, this is what family feels like. Right. It's really warm. Yes. I never thought I could have a family again. Me neither. When I was shivering on that park bench, I couldn't even imagine it. We sat on a park bench and watched our family. The grandchildren playing and laughing. Junho and his wife talking happily. This is all my family. Mr. Kang Seok, I'm really glad I didn't give up back then. That's right. Ms. Mijin's courage created all of this. No, it's because Mr. Kang Seok was here. It's because we were both here. Mr. Kang Seok held my hand. That hand was so warm. The sun was setting. The sunset was painting the sky red. It was a beautiful evening. Grandma. Grandpa. Come here. We stood up at the grandchild's call. We slowly walked toward where the children were. What's there? The flowers here are really pretty. There really was a beautiful cosmos flower field. Flowers swaying in the autumn breeze were spectacular. Grandma, let's take a picture. At the grandchild's words, we all stood in front of the flower field. Junho took out his phone and took a picture. Okay, 1, 2, 3, kimchi. Click. The picture was taken. When we looked at it later, everyone was smiling brightly. In the car on the way home, Mr. Kang Seok spoke. Ms. Mijin, today was really happy. Me too, Mr. Kang Seok. I hope days like this continue. They will, because we're creating them. When we got home and sat side by side on the sofa, we looked at the photos taken today together and laughed. This photo is good. Ms. Mijin's expression is really bright. Mr. Kang Seok looks handsome too. While looking at the photos, I suddenly thought, if the me from a year ago saw the me now, would she have believed it? That I could be this happy? Mr. Kang Seok, sometimes I wonder if I'm dreaming. It's not a dream, it's reality. Our happy reality. Right. Not a dream, but reality. Looking out the window, stars were up, shining brightly like the moon. My future will also be bright. Thank you. I don't know who I'm saying this to. To my husband, to Mr. Kang Seok, or to all the people who helped me, or perhaps to myself for not giving up and making it this far. The wind blew. The curtain fluttered gently. It felt like my husband's answer. You did well, Mijin. Be happy. I turned to look at Mr. Kang Seok. He was also looking at the stars. Mr. Kang Seok, I love you. I love you too, Ms. Mijin. We hugged each other tightly. Two people who had lived 68 years and 73 years. Being able to say we love each other like this felt like a miracle. The night deepened, but I wasn't tired at all. Rather, I was looking forward to tomorrow. What happy things would be waiting for us? Lying in bed, I reflected on today one last time. Time spent with family, the grandchildren's laughter, Junho's sincere apology, Mr. Kang Seok's warm touch. This is happiness, I muttered in a small voice. Happiness wasn't something grand, being with people you love, understanding and forgiving each other, and living each day with gratitude. That was happiness. I closed my eyes, with a peaceful heart. When I open my eyes tomorrow morning, a new day will begin. I'll make delicious food for the senior center residents, take an evening walk with Mr. Kang Seok, and call Junho to check in. An ordinary daily life, but that daily life is the greatest blessing for me. Can remarriage of elderly parents be a sin? No, absolutely not. Love is not a sin, neither is pursuing happiness. Rather, being able to love even as you age, being able to make new beginnings. I now know how beautiful that is. I hope my story gives someone courage. I want to tell them not to give up at any age, that everyone has the right to find happiness. I could hear Mr. Kang Seok's steady breathing. Using that sound as a lullaby, I too slowly fell asleep. Tomorrow, the day after, and the day after that, I will continue to be happy, because I have people I love, and people who love me, and above all, because I learned how to love myself. Dreaming good dreams, looking forward to a happy tomorrow, I fell asleep peacefully. This is my story. Mi Jin Young, 68 years old, the story of a life that began again. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and like, and leave a word of encouragement in the comments. Don't forget that you can always make a new beginning. Age is just a number. Love, have courage, and be happy. Thank you. The end.